Hey, so we are outside because it feels really good outside. Looking at my yard, seeing what I need to do to take care of my yard, to clear up the leaves and get ready for spring gardening. But don't be fooled. Don't let this weather trick you, okay? Because it can get right back cold. It's still the winter. But I just want to say that over the weekend, I went home. I didn't record videos or anything. My hometown is Fayetteville, North Carolina. And so I went back to visit my family, to see everyone. Not everyone, but to see, some of my family. And so while I was down there, I got some opinions from some of the kids that are in my family. It's just some opinions and thoughts about what kids think about school. Let me know your thoughts and how you feel about what the kids said. Yeah, so stay tuned and listen to the interviews of 3 boys that I interviewed while I was home. 1 is in high school and 2 are in middle school. But yeah, let me know your thoughts.
Oh, can you tell me, do you like school?
No.
Why don't you like school?
To me, I think it's because I've been in the social media a lot to where I start hearing stuff that gets into my head about school. Then I find it to where it's not as important as some people might need it.
What do you mean by that?
For instance, if I dropped out of school right now, I feel like the plans that I have, I don't need a high school diploma to get.
What's your plan?
I can do trading and drop shipping and start a clothing brand or be an entrepreneur.
So you want to be an entrepreneur?
I want to be famous, so yeah.
So do you feel like you need to go to college to be an entrepreneur?
I mean, some people can, but that depends on if you want to get in part with sponsors. It might be some sponsors where you might need a high school diploma and stuff like that. But for me, I feel like I don't need most of those sponsors if I do get up there.
So when did you stop liking school?
About 7th, 8th grade. That's probably about it. And I feel like I really did stop liking it because I really got stuck into the environment, a bad environment, and I started getting people started putting stuff in my head oh, school's bad, we don't need school. Then
How do you feel about school? Do you feel like school is bad? Do you feel like
I mean, as when I'm older, when it comes to I'm 11th grade now, so when it gets older, I feel like it is important that you do need school. When I was a kid, you really don't listen to what the adults say because you don't think they just talking crazy just for you to do your work. But when you get older, you have to realize you might actually need that high school diploma.
So what are some important skills that you feel like you need in today's society?
In today's society, important skills that you may need in today's society. It's a good question. What do you mean by skills?
Skills, for example, something that I've noticed in school is that they're taking writing out, and writing is a skill that I feel like you still need in the
cursive. They don't. So here's a skill that I feel like should be needed. Is teach you how to write cursive.
Why do you think that's important?
Because when you're older, let's say I'm a grown man, right, and I need to sign something. I'm signing my name ugly, my handwriting ugly, and they most of the people be writing in cursive because they learn it, but nowadays they don't teach cursive. They don't teach most of the stuff that you need in today's society.
If you could go back and give your younger self some advice, what would that advice be? Say your 11-year-old self or your 15-year-old self.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah,
does that have to be one thing?
It doesn't have to. It could be whatever.
If I could tell my younger self one thing, some advice. I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like I would just tell him it's gonna be okay. That's really I would tell him. Anything else, the only other thing I would say is just keep God in your life. Because without that, I ain't gonna lie, I would not be here. Real talk.
Well, tell the people who you are. What's your name?
I'm originally from Florida. I moved down here when I was 11 or 12. I've been in the foster care system for a long time. I was in it as a kid, then I got out, got back in. When I was a kid, I was 3 or 4 when I was in the system. Then I ended up getting out, moved up here with my aunt. My dad got out of jail, moved with my dad, then got back in the system. Then I've been here ever since.
How does it feel being a child in the system?
I'm gonna be honest. If I would have stayed where I was, with my actual family, I wouldn't be anywhere. I feel like I'm actually happy I got put into the system because if I didn't, I wouldn't have met such people to support me, and I wouldn't have been around. I would have been still stuck in that type of a life. I could have probably ended up dead or in jail, out of school, kicked out. But I am happy I did get moved into the system because, you know, it did teach me a lot because I've moved to a lot of places and they've taught me a lot. So
what's one lesson that you've learned in life?
One lesson I've learned in life. When you have a dream, achieve it. That's probably like the biggest one. Like for me, when I have a dream, I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm not gonna give up on it at all. Because people who just give up on it, that means you just not getting there.
All right, that was so good. Thank you. Tell the people what's your name first of all. What grade are you in?
6.
Sixth grade. And how do you feel about the sixth grade?
It's hard. It's harder than all these other grades.
What makes sixth grade harder than all the other grades?
Algebra, geometry, and science is different. It's more experiments and more like, more physical. You learn about like more physical things.
Okay, so before we talk about like how you feel about school, tell me just like one thing that you've enjoyed about school.
The activities, like gym activities. We have after school activities, like after school dances and stuff like that. Those are actually fun.
So I know you told me you don't like school, but can you tell us why you don't like school?
It's a lot of work. It's too long.
Too long? What do you mean by too long?
Those hours, and it's a lot of switching classes, and it's expensive. Trying to, like, once you fill up a book, you have to buy another book. Like it's a lot of money getting put into it.
So how do you like to learn? Like how, if you could imagine going to school, what would your day look like? Like what would you want to learn? How would you want to learn it? Do you know?
I would want to start from like the beginning, from like first grade. Like first grade, like I would start in math as in first grade math, and slowly go up to also I understand stuff from way back. Cause like no school things it's confusing because you kind of forget a lot of old stuff. So so that I would like want to start remembering. I want them to like take us back to what we first learned and bring us up.
Okay, so you're saying that when you go to a new grade, you still want to learn the basics and then continue to build up. Even if you're in a new grade, you still want to learn the basics.
Yeah, and then like once I learn the basics, probably towards the middle of the school year, then I want to start learning like stuff for us, well, stuff that we need to know.
What do you feel like you need to know? Like, what are some important skills you feel like you need to have or what you need to know?
Definitely need to know geometry. Geometry helps a lot. I need to know. Let's see. I definitely need to know algebra. And what we're learning now is money handling and how much money we have. I want to learn that. I would love learning that. And I like learning it.
What do you feel like? Because I want to. How do you learn? That's what I want to know. Like, what do you feel like would be the best school environment for you? Do you know?
I would like, not really, I don't really know, but like a quiet environment would help.
So quiet. What about like what does your school look like? Do you feel like how your school looks would help you to learn better if it looked different?
No, it's more like all the classes are close together. So if I'm in like math, next to it is ELA, so then my mind is still thinking on math.
So you don't feel like you have enough time to like decompress and then go to the next class. Everything is very fast paced.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you want to do like in your future? Like where do you see yourself going?
I mean, I would want to be a streamer, but as a job, I don't really know.
Streaming is a job.
But like, yeah, streaming is something I like to do. But if I could do something different, I would like to own my own business.
What kind of business do you want to own?
I want to sell like old things, like a pawn shop. Like buy things and then sell those things.
Okay, that's really cool. So Before we go, what do you want what do you want parents to know about education? Like the truth about education.
I want parents to know that school is different. It's different than what happens at home. What parents see is what we see. We kind of see the same thing that parents see, but it's honestly harder since parents know a lot and we're still struggling on what they know.
Do you feel like it's important for parents to be a part of a child's education?
Yes,
Why?
because some children are going through a lot without that parent, and then without that parent, some bad things may happen in school.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Peace. Alright. So first, tell the people who you are.
I'm 13 years old.
What grade are you in?
8th grade.
8th grade. Do you enjoy school?
Yes.
And what do you enjoy the most about school?
Everything. Everything.
So just give me like something specific.
Laughing. Laughing and doing my work at the same time.
You said laughing with your friends? So like being with your friends is what you like about school?
It don't matter who I'm laughing with. Like sometimes when I want my teachers that we be playing and joking. Yeah, that's what I like about school.
So do you have a great relationship with your teachers?
Yes.
So who is your favorite teacher right now?
Miss Smith.
What grade? What subject does she teach?
ELA.
So do you like ELA?
Yeah.
So what is your favorite subject? That's what I'm gonna ask you.
It would have to be science.
Science. So what do you like about science?
Like the experiments and stuff, and yeah, learning about fossils.
Okay. So I'm just gonna ask you, what don't you like about school? Is there anything that you don't like about school?
The test.
How do tests make you feel when you take tests?
Like nervous.
Nervous? Why do you feel nervous when you take tests?
Because I don't know if I'm gonna pass or not.
Is that an issue for you to pass or to not pass? Like, how do you? So if you don't pass the test, how does that make you feel?
Like mad, and I need to learn more.
Like you don't know? Did you say it then?
And it makes me feel like I need to learn more, study more.
It makes you feel like you need to learn more and study more. Okay. So can you just So one thing that I noticed about school is that do you want to go outside?
No.
So you don't spend any time outside?
Nope.
Y'all don't do recess?
No.
Y'all don't go outside for anything?
Not unless we got gym class.
And how does that make you feel?
I'm fine with it.
So you like being in the building all day? You don't mind not going outside?
Nope.
Wow, that's interesante. It's interesting. Why don't you like going outside?
I like going outside, but I don't it don't bother me about how we don't get to go outside because it be hot out there and it be cold sometimes, and it's not really nothing to do out there. It's not like a playground or anything like elementary school.
So no playground or anything like that. So there's nothing to do. So what do you do at school? What do you feel like you go to school to do?
To learn.
To learn?
Yeah, also have fun a little bit.
What do you mean also to have fun a little bit? Do you have fun in school or you don't have fun in school?
I do. Like I'm saying a little bit.
What's the fun though? Like is the learning fun for you or is it just being at school is fun for you? Like what's fun? I want to know. I want to get really clear with what's fun.
When we get free days.
Free day. So when you get free days, explain a free day to me.
No work, and we just get to be on our phones or computers.
All day?
No.
So it's like a class period or a specific time?
the class period.
Okay. So let's talk about phones. Do you take your phone to school?
I don't have one.
Okay. Do you see other people with phones in school?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like phones is a distraction in school?
No, not unless you make it one by pulling it out.
Okay. That was, I wasn't expecting that response, but that's actually a really good response because you are taking the responsibility as a student to be like, I don't have to get distracted by my phone if I don't pull it out. But
Yeah.
is that the case? Do you see kids have their phones out in class, or do you feel like it is a distraction for other people?
Yeah, I seen them have it out during class. And like, is it a distraction to other people? Sometimes, yeah, because they music, like we can hear whatever they playing.
So how much learning do you really do at school?
A lot.
So tell me something you just recently learned.
We learned about fossils in science class, and we've been learning about unit rates and slopes and uh, congruent and non-congruent stuff in math.
Do you understand what you're learning, and why is it important? Like, do you understand what a slope is? Like, do you understand why you're learning about slopes?
Yeah. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't.
So you don't really know why you're learning this information.
No.
So what is your passion like? What is something you're passionate about?
Dancing.
Do you learn about dance in school?
No. Not at all.
Would you like to learn about dance in school?
No.
No? So you don't think that school should teach kids or kids should focus on their passions in school? You don't agree with that?
Well, like maybe, well, yeah, maybe, but like I said no because sometimes when like we learning about it, they don't know like when to shut up or they don't know how to like do the move right. So yeah, that's why I feel like I don't like we don't learn it in school.
Because okay, the only reason why I ask you this is because in school there's the basic things that you learn: math, science, reading, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, what are other things that you would like to learn in school? What would you be learning, right? What are some other things that you feel like you should be learning?
How to start your own business.
So you want to learn about entrepreneurship?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that's important?
Because like what if you're getting treated like you're not getting paid enough at your job and they're not treating you right at your job, so you can't do nothing about it because you work for them, and I don't want to get bossed around and treated wrongly at my job.
Again, what would you want parents to know about education?
That it's way different from when y'all were in school. So like y'all can't say that I've been in school before and I know what y'all got and I know how it work because it's a new time frame and like y'all be saying like this work is so different. They teach stuff differently. They don't even do what we used to do back in the day. And then when we like don't get a good grade on it, then they be like, this is easy. We used to do this, and yeah. And then when we be like, it's not easy. We do stuff differently. They used to be like, no, y'all don't. I know this because I used to teach or do that or go to school like y'all.
And how does that make you feel?
Frustrated because like y'all 1 minute y'all saying, oh, this is way different. Y'all doing stuff way too differently and all that stuff. And then when something happen that y'all don't like, y'all like to say, oh, well, y'all can't tell me this. That's wrong. Y'all are not doing nothing differently because I used to teach. Y'all can't tell me.
So what do you feel like you need from parents on your educational journey? And what do you feel like you need from adults to help you on your educational journey?
To actually go to school for like a week. To the
parents?
Mm-hmm.
To do what? Go ahead, speak.
To see what the kids are doing, to see how difficult it is for the students in class.
So you want parents to experience school today?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you feel like you need from parents or from adults in education?
No.
So you just want them to see how hard it is.
Mm,
But what would that do? Would that make them understand more, or do you feel like you need help? So you want parents to see how hard it is because you need help?
yeah, it'll make them understand more and why it's harder, so they can't say it's not hard because like I used to do that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate this conversation.
You're welcome.